a full sheet of paper, you're going to get a red crayon that's unwrapped, and you can choose one of your patterns for the background. So it's totally up to you. I'm just gonna do this one. So again, just like we did with the background, we put this on the table, your paper goes on top. So I always let some of that black show behind it, and I'm gonna again rub with it flat. And your plate is only that big, so you're gonna have to pick up your paper and move it. Keep rubbing. Same thing. Pick up your plate, move your paper. You want your whole paper done. Make sure your name is on the back with your class code. Then you're going to get 2 small papers. One, you're going to do yellow, and one you're going to do blue. So again, I can change my texture plate. I'm gonna do this one now for my blue. Name and class code. Then I'm gonna do my yellow. I'm gonna change it again. It's really not necessary to change it. I could have done them all with this pattern. That's your choice though. Yellow, yellow crayon. Name and class code on the back. When you're done, you should have red, blue, and yellow. Full paper of red, small of blue, small of yellow. Now that I have finished getting texture on my backgrounds, I'm gonna get some paint and water and a brush. I'm gonna start with my lightest color, which is yellow. So I'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swipe should be good. And I'm just gonna really quickly paint over that crayon. Your texture should still be coming through. But now the whole thing is yellow. Put that to the side, rinse your brush. Now I'm gonna go for my blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't need to put a ton of paint on this. It's just to cover the paper. Put that to the side, and then you're gonna do the same with your red. So for your background, you're gonna get a paper that's already split into 4 sections. You're gonna make sure your name is on the back with your class code. Flip it over, you're gonna get a Sharpie, and I'm first gonna draw a box inside of each box. It's not gonna be perfect, but I'm just trying my best. So I have a little bit of a border, is what we call it, around the box. So I'm gonna do another one. We want them to try to be the same size. So now I have 4 smaller boxes inside of my bigger boxes. From here, I'm going to take a Lego plate. and I'm gonna put my paper on top. I'm gonna get a black crayon that's already has the wrapper off. Because I'm rubbing for texture, I'm gonna lay it flat on my paper. I don't hold it like a pencil, I lay it flat. So now I'm gonna keep my paper still and I'm gonna push or rub my crayon, and it's gonna give me those lines. Again, I'm trying to keep it in the smaller box that I drew the best that I can. It's better if you start at the top and you just rub straight down, back to the top, rub straight down, back to the top, rub straight down. You can see I'm trying to keep my crayon inside of that box that I drew. So now you have a paper that has 4 boxes that are outlined with Sharpie, and inside you have traced with your crayon or rubbed to get your texture. Now that I have my papers dry, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to draw 3 apples. So I always start as close to the edge as I can. You'll have extra paper here. 1, 2, whoops. 3, and then you're gonna cut these out. Now that I have my 3 apples cut out, one is gonna stay a full apple, so I'm just gonna push that to the side. Another one is gonna have a bite taken out of it. It doesn't matter where you want that to be taken out of. I'm just gonna go on this side, and I'm just gonna kind of go with my scissors. If you wanna draw it, again, I would draw it on the back. And I'm just kind of doing something like that. But I could also just cut. So there's a bite taken out of my apple. And then my last one, I'm gonna hold off for a minute on cutting because I'm going to take my yellow paper, and basically what I'm gonna do is only cut the top and the bottom, so we have a middle, which is our core. So it's like the apple has been eaten more. So again, I flip it over, kind of like that. Cut that out. So this middle piece is gonna go away. Here's my top and bottom. I'm gonna come over here, try to make it about the same height. So I'm gonna use my other one to see how tall it is. And again, I should have done this on the back. Flip it over. Lay it out like that. You see I'm just holding it with my fingers down. And now I'm just gonna draw like this. Now I have the middle of my apple, so I can glue it on. Just put a little glue at the bottom of the core, the yellow part, and at the top. And just stick that on. So now I have 3 apples, 1 whole apple, 1 that has a bite taken out, and one that has been eaten down a lot. Next, I'm going to take my apples, lay them out. My first whole one goes in the first box. You can put them straight up or kind of curved to the side. Next one, glue on the back. Again, glue on the back. Like that. I'm now going to work on my fourth square. So I'm going to take my blue. Again, I flip it over. The reason I flip it over is because I don't want pencil lines to show. So if I go on the back, I don't have to worry about erasing those. So I'm just kind of going in and out like this. For my shape, if you wanted to do a different shape, you could do, let's say this is your box or your paper. I could do something more like this. It's up to you. I like this one, so that's why I did that. And then I'm gonna cut it out and it's gonna get glued right here. So I got my blue glued on. Some of it can go off the edge, that's fine. I then took my yellow and I did another shape. That's up to you. You don't have to do another color on top with your yellow. You can if you want. So I kind of did mine that looks like a speech bubble, because inside now I'm going to take a Sharpie and I'm going to write a word. So you might write the word yum or crunch, pop, something like that. It's just one word though that's gonna go in here with a Sharpie. Now I'm going to take some of my blue scraps and I'm just gonna cut them into little strips. Because these are going to be your stem. Get those glued on. These are so tiny that for me, it's easy to just keep it in my finger and glue like that. Yeah, I get a little glue on my finger, but that's not a big deal. I'm going to take my extra yellow and draw some leaves. So again, draw on the back. It's just kind of like a football shape. Those cut out and glued next to that stem. The very last thing that I'm gonna do, that's an option, is to just add some details with a Sharpie. So I might add some Details like this. On my apple, maybe I'm gonna add some squiggly lines. I might add some here. Just adding some other lines to make it look a little bit more interesting. You don't have to do this. It's a choice though. And then you're done.